Yes, guys, welcome to SFeatley F1, and we're back with another show. We're back with it's not a watch along, it's a live. We're doing a lunchtime update for all you F1 fans. As you know, the Prix, as every F1 fan knows, and if you don't know, you obviously are living under a rock. The F1 2022 pre-season track session, not test session. It's not an official test session. Is happening right now at Barcelona, the circuit, the Barcelona-Catalunya, where the Spanish Grand Prix is. Yeah, man. So yeah, we're waiting to. I'm gonna give you live updates as we go. Make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be on for about however long you want us on. We should be coming up towards lunchtime where all the teams will get a break. They will get a break and a chance to, a chance to, how do I put it? To run their cars and see what they can produce. So let's what these cars can produce and how these cars also drive as well as regular. They'll be getting all the aero rake to go on the side, rakes to go on the side of the car to measure the airflow, which I'm surprised they're doing that because obviously these cars are designed to direct the airflow a certain way so it prevents better racing. So it's like they're having the control of their own airflow taken away from them, right? To benefit the actual competition this season. So, but we'll wait and see, man. I'll wait and see how it all plays out. They might find a way. There's been news about side pods. Their side pods look like they ain't there. I have to admit, some of the side pods look like they ain't there. Big up, always talks. Adam talks F1. Big up, Adam. Big up, Maisie. I hope you're well. Hope you're well, Maisie. I hope you're doing good. I'm gonna just hang on. Just go stick this quickly on charge, and also shut it up at the same time. No, let's put that in there. That way you can charge up. Yeah. So if you could share this with anyone who is an F1 fan, like I said, this is the place to watch F1 this season. I'm telling you, with the amount of the actual, with the way, like how much they like knowledge that I have, I tried to say I have. I will provide it to you as well as the insight, as well as the commentary to all it all. So, also just to start off the session, you could tell like Haas are doing it on the cheap. They're doing it on the cheap. Haas unveil their FVF22 with not amazing display at their base. It's just a review in Barcelona. So, because the actual livery launch that I did a while ago, that's a livery launch. It's not a car launch. So, but this is their actual car. So this is the actual car they're using, not a concept. And for them, they've got to produce this season. They have to produce this season. If they do not produce a better competitive car this season, I guarantee you, Gene Haas, the owner of Haas F1, and the Haas Motoring Group, because they're also in NASCAR, and I don't know if they're in IndyCar as well, but they're definitely in NASCAR, I believe. He'll pull the plug. He'll pull the plug on it. He's already said he's cutting the funding, which is why you've seen Royal Caue as coming as a title sponsor, and you're having Nikita Mazepin as their number one driver, as one of their drivers, along with Mick Schumacher, because they have a lot of money behind them, right? Which is wrong because the people, the best talent, should be getting it, like Oscar Piastri. But that's what happens with F1 these days because of the amount of costs. There's obviously Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin, big season for him. He's got to improve massively this season. But then again, if Royal Caue, if they continue their partnership, as well as not getting another title sponsor, then his job's going to be quite safe, to be honest. But there you go. There's the unveiling of the VF22. Now, here we go, live. Yeah, don't really want to know about that right now. So there you go. You can see George Russell in the Mercedes right now. Lewis Hamilton takes the reins at Mercedes this afternoon. Charles Leclerc tops the morning session Ferrari. That's it. Let's all jump on the bandwagon. Let's all jump on the bandwagon. Let's, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, the Ferrari resurgence is on. I remember Tsunoda was the first one to go on the timesheets. That's it. Tsunoda's going to win the title. Then it was Max Verstappen's, and then it was going to be a Max Verstappen Tsunoda showdown. Now, like, Ferrari are topping the timesheets. I wonder if I can get live time or not. Can I? Can I? Is that? Oh, no. No, that's not. That's the result of the last race of the season. Yeah. I'm not going back to that. Let's just put it that way, am I? Nope. I don't know. Is that the actual timings they had at the end? Like, look at that. 3 cars were still to be unlapped. So 3 cars were basically told, your race doesn't matter. Your race doesn't matter. Right? Only the lap cars between Max and Lewis matter because they need to get out of the way. Everyone else doesn't matter. Right? How can you run a race like that? The race is supposed to be fair for everyone. So if everyone's race matters, doesn't matter what happens is. So basically, you've told Ricciardo and Vettel. You told Ricciardo he can't challenge Vettel, who can go and unlap himself because you want a restart. That's all I'm saying to it, mate. That's all I'm saying to it. Like, I'm telling you, fixed, absolute fix. I don't care what anyone says. You can convince me as much as you want. It's a fix. I just hope they don't see it like this season. Check a flag on this session so far. This is lunchtime, so everyone will go away, have their lunch, and come back. I'm gonna try and find a picture of the McLaren of the. You can see Williams. Look at the Williams car. It looks very different, very pointy, different nose compared to some others. Let me try and find Max Verstappen. There's Leclerc. There's McLaren's car. Of the more wholesale livery changes, what is your favourite? Williams, McLaren, Alpine, Mercedes. Williams and McLaren look good. Why not Ferrari? Ferrari look quality. I'm Mercedes. I'm Mercedes, man. I love my Mercedes. I would have preferred it back in black though, but I have to be honest. But that's just personal preference. Should we see the unmistakable sound? Should we see the unmistakable sound of a car? Let's have a look. Let's bring it back to life. Let's fuck the adverts. Oh look, this was the sound back in the day. Listen to this. Listen to this sound. This is why this is fine. Look at this. These were the days. Now you got these ones. Come on, ain't got all day. Yeah, ain't as good. Ain't as good. It's finally right. I'll sort that out later. Let's go back to Formula One Twitter. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Actually, put the link in the chat. If anyone wants to come on, they can do. Everyone in the chat as well. Yes, big up, Mike Green. I hope you're well, my friend. Well, mate, I still feel a bit rough now. I hope you feel better now, Mike. I hope you feel better, or at least a little bit better. But George Russell getting his fair share of chat time in the car. Where is that? Come on, man. Where is it? Fuck's sake. Let me try and look at F1. Let me try and look at Red Bull. Red Bull. There you go. There you go. Look at this. Right, I'm going to show you 2 images. Big up, Adam. I hope you're well, man.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to show you 2 images right now.
No problem.
I'm going to show first. Well, actually, no. Do you know what? I'll first show, like, I'll try and find it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Well, actually, no, get the page 2, isn't there? There you go. Bang. So you've got the normal side pods and the Mercedes on the side there. Look.
Yeah.
Right. You got this. So, and if not, I can go back. Let's go to. Let's get rid of that. And I'm going to bring up my Twitter page. I'm going to bring up my Twitter page.
Yeah, did you see that? Sorry, you go first.
Hang on a minute. I'm going to have to. Yeah, I'll see it in a minute. I just need to show. I need to show Mercedes and then Red Bull's livery. The shows, no, side pod, sorry. The Mercedes AMG Performance F1 team. So look, you can see, look, there's Mercedes' side pods, right, of Hamilton's car, right?
Yeah.
So everyone get a good look at that. That's the side of their car. These are the side pods of their car. And this is probably where people are trying to focus some of their technology. But then they're sort of having the aerodynamics or the way they direct their airflow taken away from them. Because obviously the FIA want the airflow directed so it keeps the racing closer together. So they can't just decide, oh, we're going to direct the airflow over here in case it creates dirty air, which is not what the FIA want. So if it does that, and I've got something about updates that they want to bring in, which I don't agree with. But if we had a look at that and then look at this one, this is Red Bull's side pod.
It looks
It looks like something's broken.
It's broken.
That I'm sorry, if that's legal, there's some serious issues that have got to be asked at the FIA.
Max is easily going to dominate this seat.
No, they'll stuff him. He's just like.
Oh yeah, Talkin. Did you see Horner did an interview with
I don't listen to Horner. I don't listen to Talksport, to be honest, mate. He's up his own arse, mate. Whatever Horner says, he'll probably say something different 5 minutes if it suits his agenda. He's so far up his arse, it's unreal. I hate him more than I hate Max. Right, but that side pod don't look right to me. That don't look legal. If that's legal, I don't know what is. Right,
it just looks broken.
It does. It looks like someone's rear-ended it. It's like someone's T-boned it in the side. You know
just
what I mean?
like got a hammer.
Yeah, it's like someone decided to get a sledgehammer and smash it. But there you go. That's the side pod of their car. Let's go back to F1 in general. Let's go back to F1 in general.
I wonder why. Do you know why they haven't broadcasted it on TV?
Because it's not an official session.
Ah.
It's only it's a pre-testing track session. It's a pre-season track session.
Come on, Charles.
Yeah. Well, by the way, like people like Charles Leclerc obviously tops the session right now. What I will say to people: do not take that as gospel. Do not take that as gospel. Right? Don't forget last season, everyone said Mercedes were behind by about half a second last season. Then they won the first race of the season. How was that? and it was at the same circuit. They would kept spinning the car, right? So they've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. Like, teams would definitely like to, how we put it, sandbag. And what I
Yeah.
mean by sandbagging is basically where the team does not push the car to the absolute edge of adhesion and the absolute limit, so they hide away some of the car's true performance. Like Mercedes, they'll run one power unit for both sessions and do lap after lap after lap after lap after lap after lap after lap for just track data. The more track data they can gather on these cars, the more they can dial the cars in and actually understand what it takes to make the car fast and faster to extract the most out of it. So, as much as it's all about the times, it is about the times. It is also about like getting track data and getting as many laps in as you can. And also understanding how these new low profile tyres and these tyres work. These tyres have been worked under conjunction with the FIA and in Formula One to make them less degradable when following another car behind, so they don't like rip to shreds because they're sliding all over the place because of the lack of dirty air. So yeah, so it's a different type of compound, a different type of tire this season. So they've got to learn how to work their way around that. Yeah, do excuse the dog. The dog just doesn't like people deciding they're going to clean the windows. So there you go. But yeah. So what I don't like is that, for example, if the team wants to bring an update to this season, apparently for what the FIA have come out and stated in their for this season, you're only allowed a certain amount of upgrades, I think, per season, I believe. And if you want to bring an upgrade, you have to tell the teams and the FIA what the upgrades is and what it does. So, say Mercedes came up with their DAS system this season, they'd have to tell the FIA and Red Bull how it works and what it's used for. Well, that's not Formula One.
I swear the point of upgrading your car is meant so no team knows. Well,
Yeah,
not
well, it's just to make the car faster, but it's down to the other teams to catch up. I'm sorry, that's the whole point of F1. I get the point, you want to try and stop so the bigger teams with all the most money can stop running away with development. Well, that's why you limit to only a certain amount of upgrades per season then.
Yeah.
Right? Surely. Right? So you count it as, so you get all your pieces together as one upgrade, right? That should cut the cost, so it makes it more viable for other teams. But to actually say you can't have an upgrade unless you tell them what the upgrade does and how it benefits the car, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Do you know what you
go on?
Do you know what you were saying about Haas? Like, if they don't succeed or if they don't build a car that's,
I
at
mean,
least,
they don't build a car that's competitive, or at least trying to get in the points like every other team.
yeah.
If they're basically still at the back of the grid.
Yeah, if they have another year like that, do you think Gene Haas could sell the team?
Yeah, we will. He's already told him he's not spending any more on this team unless it starts improving.
I have a feeling if he does sell the team, Dimitri Mazepin might
Do you
buy it.
remember the Drive to Survive when he said that?
Yeah, yeah.
So like he's already pissed off with it, the fact that he's not succeeding in it. And Gene Haas is not the sort of person that's just sit there and let it happen. Unlike Minardi would just happily sit there and sit at the back of the grid. He won't let it happen. If he sit there at the back of the grid for 2 seasons, he'll pull a plug on it. If he sees no way out of it. The only reason he's put up with it with last season and probably the season before that is because he saw these rules coming in. He saw these rules coming in, so that was the only way out of it. If he doesn't get any results from this season, they're gone. They'll get someone else in.
I think Dimitri Mazepin will buy the team if Gene sells it.
No, I don't think that. I think what will happen is it'll go to an actual team. Like I think that'll probably go to actual car manufacturer. To be honest, Porsche have been making a lot of noises to try and get in an F1. Andretti. Oh, actually, that brings me on to something. Actually, you just reminded me, and I wanted to Didn't want to mention it until the checker flag show, but I'd actually talk about it now. While everyone's having their lunch, keep smashing the like and subscribe button. I will bring up the timing screens in a second. Andretti F1 team. Right. Here we go. So this is from the Motorsport Authority.com, I believe. Yeah, .com. So go and check it out right now. Yeah. Go away. Right. Mario Andretti has applied to enter F1 with the new team in 2024. Michael Andretti, owner of the successful car team Andretti Autosport, is looking to return to Formula One, this time as a team owner rather than a driver. An Andretti return to F1 has been rumoured for years, but somewhat official news finally came last week via a tweet from Andretti's father, Mario Andretti, who won the championship back with Lotus in what year? What year?
What?
What year did Mario Andretti win the title? You see, it was just up there. No? Do you know the year?
No, sorry, there was noise.
Mario Andretti won it in 1978. With what team?
Well, I think did it Ferrari or no?
No, Lotus. The black and gold livery, the John Player special livery. Lotus. So yeah, he won it back in 1978 with Roddy Peterson as one of his teammates, who unfortunately passed away after the Italian Grand Prix, I think in 1978 as well. Had an embolism after an accident. So yeah, it could be yeah. There are currently 10 teams in F1, so the Andretti team could be the 11th entry. The rules at the minute currently allow up to 13 teams. So they've increased the capacity that they want in F1. The most that I've seen so far has been 24, but like 24 drivers, which is 12 teams. But
So would
it
it
could
be
be
like
up to
27 drivers then or more?
What's that?
So would it be like if there were 13 teams, like 27 drivers?
No, 26 drivers.
Ah.
There's 2 drivers per team.
Ah.
So yeah, be up to 13 teams, 26 drivers. Which would be good because it gives more chance for youngsters in the F2 to get into Formula One. This is the whole point. The reason people are getting pissed off with F1 at the minute is because the people with the most money are getting in the F1, not the one with the most talent. If you increase the size and the amount of teams that are in there, right, you'd be able to give more spaces to the teams to drivers that are more talented.
We might see Piastri get a seat.
Yeah, but if he comes in on time.
Huh.
I do feel if Mazepin doesn't have a good year and they find another sponsorship deal, then they'll get rid of Mazepin and find someone else. But if Haas do find it affordable, then they'll use it on a Piastri. The problem is, can Haas survive without the money that they get from Mazepin? That's the whole point. As much as people have a go at these teams for doing it, right? No matter how much people get pissed off because these teams do choose their drivers because of money, they have to in order to survive.
Yeah.
Eating my lunch, then we're all starving. Where's your lunch, mate? Your fish and chips and see. Oh, don't mention fish and chips, mate. I got fish and chips tomorrow, man, on the way back from the hospital.
Nice.
It's sort of it's a chip shop on the way back, mate. Eating my lunch. Also, just saw some pasta on the TV that I want to try out tomorrow as well. Your fish and chip, seafood, or Lucas pasta. I don't know what you're on about, mate. I just eat my fish and chips, man. But you know what? I'm tempted to have fish and chips now, man.
I
Fuck,
have
you
a
made me hungry.
question, Stephen.
Go on.
Do you and Luke ever agree on anything?
No, I usually agree on some things. It's just his logic. It just doesn't make sense. His logic just doesn't, and his logic is just baffling to me at times. And people call me negative. People call me negative. He's like honestly, there's like I've said this many times. You can say Arsenal, for example, can finish in the top 6. So you can say at the minute, just because you can say Arsenal have a chance of getting the top 4 without saying that that we're going to get top 4. That's what I've kept saying. I've kept saying like you can't count just because you can count Arsenal in a top 4 race without saying that we're not without saying that I think Arsenal are going to get top 4. Count them in a top 4 race doesn't mean you're saying that you're going to that they're going to reach top 4. It's just saying they're in the race. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if that's what I've kept saying, but because you've counted Tottenham, if we lose tomorrow, for example, and Tottenham have won their game, they go level on points with us with the same amount of games. But you count Tottenham in a top 4 race, and yet you don't count Arsenal in.
You could even
We're in the
count
same
Wolves
situation.
tomorrow.
No, but what I'm saying is we're in the same situation. That's what I'm saying. So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. You can't count one and the other, especially when they're both in the same situation. You can say we could be in the top 4 race without saying that we're not going to reach top 4. I don't think we'll reach top 4. I'm not counting us out of it.
Yeah.
I'll say in the position we are, we should be doing it, but whether we will is another matter. So just sitting there, because this is why when he says at the end, when we don't get top 4, I'm going to sit here and say I told you so. He said, you're not going to tell me anything, so I never said in the first place we're going to get top 4. I just said you can't count us out of the title. You can't count us out of the race for it. You know?
Yeah.
But there you go. Anyway, back to the F1 as usual. So George Russell's done his driving for today, I believe. I think Hamilton's taken over this afternoon, so he'll get a chance to get grips of the car. And usually, to be fair, people that are alarmed, don't be alarmed with Mercedes. Mercedes usually do this quite a lot, which is they don't usually go fast during the practice sessions. They focus on their own program. They did it in 2018. They did it in 2019, I believe, as well. I think it's only probably 2020 they did it, where they actually pushed it to the limit. 2017, I think Ferrari were very quick in testing as well. So just because they're not topping the timesheets doesn't mean they're going to be up there. It doesn't mean it's going to be up there. Don't get me started on it, mate. That's all I'm saying. Is just that, I'm trying to defy the logic. Defy the logic. Right, that's what I'm calling it. Defy the logic. Actually, what I will put in the chat is I'm going to show everyone each car. I'm going to try and show everyone's car throughout.
Just the
All F1 2022 cars.
That is a very
There you go. No, that's not it. That was last year. Where's this year? Right. Where's this year's? Why can't you have one that looks like this year's? No. So, what I will do then is I'll go through, if I go back, through F1 people. Right. So let's go through F1's Twitter space. Twitter, shall we? What are you? No, What? We're not. I'm not. Can we stop talking about lunch? I'm not talking about lunch. We're talking about Formula One here, man. Like, I don't want to talk about lunch. I've had my lunch. I don't want to feel hungry again. Like, I don't want to feel hungry again. I've had my lunch. Like, this is just an update from the as it's basically half time. It's basically half time during the session. So this is why we're talking about. This is why we're doing it at lunchtime. This is why it's called lunchtime. But yeah, here we go. So
I
like,
thought, how many launch? I swear Alpine had their launch. No?
yeah, they did. They did.
Or maybe that. Oh.
They did. It's just saying this week. That's
Oh,
what's
that
happening this week. That's it's just saying that's what's coming up this week.
So Alfa Romeo, the last team to reveal their car.
Yeah. Well, no, they're the last team to reveal their livery. They've already been on track, so they have revealed their car. They
Yeah.
just haven't revealed their livery because they're using a camouflage livery. It does begs the question why, because I don't think they're going to be at the front of the grid. But there you go. Right. So I want people to judge what one do you think looks the best. There's
Okay.
Mercedes. Right. Well, hang on a minute. I want to go for everyone. This is Mercedes.
Looks nice.
Ferrari. That's the camouflage. This is the camouflaged Alfa Romeo. Right. If we look at that one, that's the camouflage Alfa Romeo. So make it out of what you will. There's the Alpha Tauri, right? Which looks a bit different already. You can see that there comes the Mercedes. I looked at it on board. It looks nice on board. To be honest, there's the Haas car finally unveiled. There is Aston Martin's VMR 22. So there's that one. Don't worry, I'm trying to get through them as much as possible. There's the pink Alpine. There's on board the Caue today already. Right. That's the MCL 36, the orange McLaren. There's the Alpine livery. You can also ask another question, which one do you prefer? Which is the rest of the season, it's going to be in that blue one. The first two races, which is Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, it's going to be in the pink. Then you've got where's Williams? Williams has got to be here somewhere. It's got to be here somewhere. There's the Williams car. So these cars look very different on board. I'll tell you that, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, make it up to you, man. Like, what's up?
To be honest, I actually quite like the Alpha Tauri one, but I'm gonna be unbiased. I think it's Mercedes.
There's the Williams. So I prefer the Mercedes, to be honest. I love the Mercedes. I do love the Ferrari though. I do like the Ferrari.
Oh,
So
cheers.
yeah, there you go, man. It's up. Yeah, depends. What one do you prefer? What one do you prefer, man?
They're both nice.
Niall, lifetime update means an update at lunchtime of what the session is. It's an F1 test session. They stop called live. It's called like it's Niall. It's called lunchtime because in the middle of a pre-season test, when they stop for the morning, they stop for lunchtime, and then that's why I've come in live at lunchtime to give you a live update of what's happening in the session. That is why it's called a live lunchtime update, because everyone's at lunchtime having their lunch while I'm giving you this morning's update of what's going on. You know. Why are you having look? Just like calm. Everyone, just calm down, right?
This beef.
Right. Just leave it. This. If you don't, mate. If you don't like me talking about F1, mate, go watch it somewhere else. Simple enough, mate. No need to be fucking rude. But if you don't like me talking about F1, watch it somewhere fucking else.
I think if I had to say which one were better,
But like I said, look at all the liveries I've just shown you from all the cars I've just shown you.
yeah.
Pick me which one is the best
For me,
livery
it's
looking at.
yeah. I've
What one do
seen.
you prefer?
I think just because, oh, I'm just edging it to Mercedes because of the silver.
Right. Right, let's just leave it, man. Let's just enjoy the stream, man. Let's just enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
And
Zaid, you can't watch it anywhere.
Zaid, you can't watch it anywhere. This is why it's just an update. I've said in the title, it's not a watch along.
Yeah, there's
It's
no
just
streams or
it's
nothing.
just an update. Big up,
DC.
Reese. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong. Where do you think? Who do you think will win the championship? Drivers, constructors. A very
Can
good
I go?
question, actually. Go Adam. Before you go, again, Michael, this is not a live watch along. You can't find
Hey,
this
Michael,
anywhere.
last. I'm joking.
It's not live. It's just an update of what's happened this morning.
Okay, so
Why can't we watch it? Go ask F1. Like,
So who do you think will win
it's
the
not an official. I believe it's so they're not official. It's not an official session, so they've decided that not to give it to Sky to watch. It's
Okay.
it's down to F1. F1 have decided they're not going to watch it.
So for my should I do like top 5 or just my guy who's gonna win it?
No, just think who's going to win it.
So for the constructors, I'm going Mercedes. I just think that 2022
Okay.
they're better prepared. Because let's be honest, last year they were focusing on 2022, still won the constructors. So I'm going Mercedes to win their ninth constructors in a row if this happens.
Okay.
And then for the championship, I am going Lewis Hamilton to get the 8th.
You say Lewis Hamilton get his 8th.
Yeah,
Okay. Stephen, when's the first race starting, mate? Will you be showing it on?
20th of March.
Will it be showing on Sky? All the races are live on Sky. All the races will be live on Sky.
The season opener starts on the 20th of March in Bahrain.
Yeah. It'll be in Bahrain. I think but Bahrain will be the official. What they've said, this is an official track session. It's not an official testing session, which is probably why they've said they can't show it. Hang on. Right. So what I've said is, so the the official pre-season test is next one at Bahrain. Bahrain will be live on Sky. Be live on Sky Sports. Sky Sports is where we watch it. I think in the UK. Most of it is in the UK. Is where we watch it in the UK, which is paid television. So where can we watch F2 pre-season? I'm not sure if they're showing F2 pre-season. I'm not too sure about that, mate. You'd have to look that up. I don't think I don't think they do F2. But anyway, like Sky Sports is biased. Biased. I mean, biased to who? And who did you say they're biased to? I watch. I think They try not to call out certain incidents for what they are. Let's just say that. I think there's been a lot of incidents last season where they're like, "Oh, it's not." They don't say it's someone's fault when we all know it is their fault. For example, and I'm not saying that just because I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. I'm also saying that because it's just an F1 point of view, right? If like they don't say if like say for example, I think I think F2 do have a pre-season. They do have a pre-season, but it's not covered on Sky, if I'm not sure. Big up, Nick. I hope you're well, mate. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel. This channel, obviously, it's also the F1 content that I used to do on the SFeatleyTV, which raises money and awareness for Children's Liver Disease Foundation, as it says down below. So if you click the like and subscribe, you can help support a great charity which helps save kids' lives from childhood liver disease. So go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the same question that guy asked. Who do you think is gonna be the championship winner and the constructors winner?
Yeah, who do I think? I think Mercedes. To be honest, you'd be stupid not to bet against them. Ferrari, I think, will be up there. I think they'll be up there this season. They had a good car last season, I think. But the problem is you can't carry much from this season. It's so up in the air. It's unreal. I think Max will be up there somehow. I believe, right? Just also by his talent as well as the pace of Red Bull and Adrian Newey. But look. If people said that I'm going for Hamilton to win his 8th title, people think I'm biased because I'm an Hamilton fan. But I do believe he'll get his 8th. After what happened in Abu Dhabi, the last thing you do is piss him off that much. And I'm sorry, after what happened in Abu Dhabi, he'll be more determined than ever to prove everyone wrong and put right what was pretty much taken away from him, to be honest, in that race. So I think there'll be an extra drive from him this year. George Russell, I think, will be up there, but as it's his first season Mercedes, I think he'll be just finding his feet in Mercedes, unless he comes out the blocks all firing already. But yeah, here's the VF22. So there's that one. Here's the MCL 36, the McLaren. Right. There's the F1 75. Right, that's the Ferrari. Please put in the chat, who do you think is the best? Looking. Here's the Williams. Right, the second on the left. Let's put C42. Oh no, that's not that.
In fact,
right, that's their camouflage livery. Hang on, I've just got to get through these. Then there's got to be, who else has got to be? The RB18. The RB18. There's that. Then there's the AMR 22. Right. Then there's the Alpine A522. Then there's that one. I think there's one more than that, isn't there? There's one more than that. There's AlphaTauri. No. AlphaTauri. Right. Please do make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribe as well. Yeah, that's the car for this year. So yeah, please do let us know in the chat which one do you prefer. Which one do you prefer? Right. How do we subscribe? You just hit the subscribe button below, man. That's all you need to do. Tap the subscribe button if you haven't. Yes, please do. If you haven't already, it's really, really important to me. And I appreciate everyone that is watching right now. So yeah, big up to everyone that is watching. I'm trying to do as best updates I can, so we can get back to. I think the sessions restarting in at 1 p.m. in it. Should be. I think it's an hour's lunch, and then they restart at 1 p.m. So Oh, look at that. Let's see what this. Let's have a look at this. Williams testing out their aero with the aero paint. Been very friendly with the aero paint there. Look at that. So obviously testing it. Do you know what? They're testing the aero, but obviously, like I said at the start of the stream, is that the aero, like where they're allowed to control their airflow, has really been taken away from them because the FIA want the airflow directed in a certain way so that it promotes better racing. So yeah, it's kind of taken away in a sense. So how they keep an eye on it, I don't know. There's Vettel coming in for in his AMR 22. And you can see the latest updates as well.
Yeah.
Their website. What have you got?
Sorry.
You got any?
Yeah. Just a reminder. At 7 p.m. I'll be going live. I was meant to do the first episode of the Dark Horse podcast last week, but I got busy. But today I'm definitely doing it at 7 o'clock tonight.
Good. So make sure you check that out. It's Adam Talks F1, I believe. If you got the link to it, can you put it in the chat and I'll put it in the man. So yeah, you can see. Look at that. Look, this. Let me try and see if there's a GIF. Let me just see a GIF.
Okay, I will be 1 second.
Gates. Try and have a look. No. Yeah, look, here you go. I'll put this GIF up. F1 fans try at the circuit trying to get a sneak peek of these of the first pre-season test. There you go. Let's put a couple of emojis there. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's put F1 testing. Okay. We want it live. That's what we want. That's what we want. I will give you the worst one, actually. I will give you my worst one. They're all that nice, actually. I don't think there's anyone that looks out of place, to be honest. There you go. There you go. There you go. He's put it in the chat there. Go and subscribe to that. So, yeah. The one let me have a look at. Go on there and look at the updates. I'm trying to see if I can get. Where's the timing screens? I want to see the timing screens. Who's topping the session? Timesheets. Let me see. Hang on a minute. Assuming if I get pre-season the 2022.
I'm back.
Timesheets. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can get a timesheet. Can't seem to get it at the minute. I'll keep looking for it, guys. Don't worry. I'll keep looking for it as it is. Found a summary. Found it. I found it. It's on Autosport. Big up Autosport. Big up Autosport. I can finally bring you some timesheets from this morning's session. So there you go. Look. You. Here we are. Right, let me go through some of these comments. I've got tons of comments. Make sure you hit the like button. Yes, make sure you do that list for us. I think Ferrari Leclerc, I support Vettel. Big up Reese for that, and no worries, man. No worries. I would say Red Bull. I believe that's the one Max uses. Yeah. I'm not when they're going to mention that team. I'll try not to mention that team's name again. I'm just put it that way. Mate, I don't care what people think. I think Lynn and Massey stinged that race up when they had the opportunity. I'm sorry. Like, simple. Like, Massey decided to listen to Red Bull, not Mercedes. Simple. Instead of actually listening to himself and the rule book. He chucked the rule book away and listened to what Red Bull had to say for themselves, which is wrong. Because if it's the rule book, then everyone should have been treated fairly. You okay? No worries, man. What's the worst? What one's the worst to you? I think the worst for me. I think they all look good, to be honest. I think.
I don't really know the worst.
I don't think there's the worst one. I think they're all decent. I think.
In terms of the one I wasn't like, you know what? I'll probably say Red Bull.
Yeah, it's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, like, what can you.
Do you know? Do you know? Yeah. Maybe it means me being biased because I just don't like Red Bull. But I would say the Haas also maybe because it's just the
Yeah,
same as last
I've
year.
put the link in the chat for mine.
Right. I'll let people know about that. Yeah, I'd say Haas or Red Bull because they're both the same as last year, but it's with different sponsors on. It looks cool, actually. I mean, it looks cool, doesn't it, man? Let me bring that down. I think the pre-season test as well. You're allowed to go and visit there. I wish I had the money. Next season, I'm gonna have the money and I'm gonna go to the pre-season because the pre-season tests you're allowed to actually mingle in the paddock area. I believe. If
In
you
where?
are, I'm gonna definitely do it next season in the paddock area.
Ah,
Right? I don't know. I'd have to have a look.
it must cost a fortune though.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Can you? Let me come out of there. Let me go to the school. No, I don't think you can. I think back then you could have done. I think back then you could have done. You can't do it anymore because of because of COVID and shit. But I remember in 2020 you were in 2029 in 2020 in 2020 before the lockdown happened and 2019 you were allowed to go and mingle with the paddock if you went there. But
Yeah.
yeah, they might do it again next year. I don't know. Oh, why did I take that down? Why did I take that down?
Hold on, I'll be one second.
Yeah, just put it on mute for us. Yeah, cheers. So yeah, as you can see, Leclerc is in first position. Um, is in first position. I'll just zoom in on that a little bit more for you guys. On the C3 compound. Hang on. Fuck that up. Right, so the top 10 as they stand. Leclerc first at Ferrari, 1 minute 20.1. And Norris with a McLaren on 120.4. And Russell and the Mercedes on 120.7 with Vettel in fourth. Alpha Tauri's Sonoda is in fifth. Max Verstappen is in sixth. What a shame. Alonso in seventh. Latifi in eighth. Mazepin ninth. And Kubica brings up Alfa Romeo in 10th. Obviously,
Kubica?
he's the test driver. He's
Ah,
their reserve driver. That's why. So, yeah. I want to compare that to last year. Let me compare to the 2021 Spanish Grand Prix. that to the fastest lap from last season, if I'm not mistaken. If I go back to it, the fastest lap last season was a 1:16.7. Right, unless it was Max, it was a 1:18.1 on lap 62. So it's 1:16.7 set by Lewis Hamilton. We're now looking at. I don't think they're going full pelt yet, so they're only at 1:20s. That will probably come down by about another second or 1.5 seconds. So you're looking at a drop off of 1.4 seconds per lap. They've lost with these changes. But obviously, because of these new radical changes, there's going to be massive loopholes they can exploit. So those times will come down eventually as they find out and discover new ways of getting around the rule book, shall we say? Because that's what these teams are designed to do. They're designed to go around go around it. You know what I mean? They're designed to go around it. I watched these more. I'll get into Formula 1 and I'll learn more about it. Enjoyed the World Championship race last season when it went down to the Lewis and yeah, mate. Until they decide to to stingy it up and just destroy it all. Right? It was a great season until that very last 2 laps when they decide to spoil the whole all of it. And that's from just an F1 point of view. That's not me being a Hamilton fan. That's not at all. I would have felt the same way if it was the other way around. Hit the subscribe button. Stephen's doing bits for charity on the road to 100. Drop him a like as well. Big up, Mike. Thanks for that. There's the link to Adam Talks F1. Make sure you go subscribe. Share the stream as well as Stevie's doing this for charity. It's on the F1 road to 100 subscribers. Tell your friends, family at work, etc. Absolutely. C3, yeah, the C3 is the medium tire, soft. So the C5 is the hard. The C4 is the medium. C3 is the soft. C2 is the super soft, and C1 must be the ultra soft. It must be. Because they're testing all 5 components. Because I think it's C3 is the soft one, and then it's C2 and then C1 are super soft and ultra soft. I think that's how it works. Because obviously they're testing all the tires. I'm so much late. I posted that. No worries, man. It's all good. I try and get through every comment as I can. Great commitment for this, Stephen, with great knowledge. I've grown up watching it all. Do you know what, mate? I know more about F1 probably than I know about football, to be honest. The C1 is. I got the other way around then. Okay, sorry, my bad. Big up. Thanks. I had you a lot. Thanks, I had you to cover us on that one. Yeah. What tires were Lewis's fastest lap?
I think you had a story where you predicted Alonso was going to win championship in, I think, 2005.
In this track, C2 is hard to see. So they're only bringing 3. They're only bringing 3. They're only bringing 3 compounds. They're only bringing the 3 compounds. Because the reason I said that is because I thought they'd bring all 5 compounds to test each compound. But if they're only doing it with the compounds that are going to bring to the actual Grand Prix, then that's fine. Then obviously the C2, yeah, the C2 is the hard. The C1 is the hard. The C2 is the medium. The C3 is the yeah. I mean, C3 is that C2 is the hard, C3 is the medium, C4 is the soft. Yeah. I get you. All right. I know more about football, to be fair. Yeah, same, man. It's like me with F1, man. But yeah. Let's see if there's been any more updates. As usual. Try and get an update. So yeah, let's have a look. Let me try and have a look at. Right, I'm going to bring this up from Mercedes, big for this afternoon session. So no soft ones yet. All right, cool. Yeah. There's no soft ones yet as of it. But here we go. Just
the excitement levels inside the Mercedes garage have officially picked up because the arrival of that man there, the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, is in the house, and in just a few minutes' time, he'll be getting in the car for the very first track session of his week, and I'm going to be fascinated to find out what he makes of all the changes in this game-changing season.
Epic. Right, so Hamilton, the GOAT is getting in the car, people. The GOAT, yeah, I said it. The GOAT is getting in the car. I don't care.
My mind went off of F1.
Do you know what? And also, the reason I say is a GOAT, the way he acted at the end of that season, my God, man. What sportsmanship, man. Like, and do you know what? So I think even Carlos Sainz mentioned something about him on the podium, like he couldn't believe the sportsmanship and how he came out, despite what was going on.
But yet people say
he was struggling. Yeah, because he was struggling, and I think Carlos Sainz mentioned he was struggling to keep it together, with over what happened. Right, he was struggling to keep it together so he could do the podium, do the the champagne spraying, do the interview that he did straight after the race. Obviously, he did do the press conference afterwards. He boycotted that, which I think was justified, to be honest. So he was struggling. Carlos Sainz said it on the podium. He was struggling to keep it together, and how he kept it together is unreal. So fair play to him for that, because a lot of people in that situation would have probably lost their shit over it. I definitely lost my shit over it. If anyone goes check out my other channel and check my reaction to it, I definitely lost my shit to it.
Yeah.
Right? But he managed to keep it together, you know? So you gotta give him every single credit for that. Right. Also, lap counts. Everyone's worried about the lap counts as well. So Leclerc and Verstappen share the highest lap count at the minute with 80 laps in the Red Bull and in the Ferrari. Russell with 3 laps less in the Mercedes, so not that much difference. So good amount of data gathering from pretty much what we count as the top 3 teams from last season. Latifi, 66 laps in his Williams, not too bad for that. Alonso, obviously in the Alpine, 54 laps. Mazepin, 20 laps. That's quite disappointing, actually. I was expecting a lot more. So, had to get a drink.
Nice.
Kubica, 9 laps. Wonder what's happening with Alfa Romeo with only 9 laps. That's not good. That's awful. Right? Even Red Bull did more than that in their 2014 testing session when they hardly got out of the garage. I remember one time they got out of the garage in their F in 2014. And as soon as it left the pit, as soon as it crossed the line of the pit entry, he put the foot down and it stopped. Like, it literally got the end of the first corner. And it literally got to the first corner and that was it. It was dead. Fun. So, and this was a lot of things that Red Bull fans were worried about when they were spending so much last season. Is that were they going to get caught out like they were last time there was a massive shake up of the rules, which was 2014. Nick, he deserved the break, definitely. Look, you can hate Hamilton for certain. Look, people can hate Hamilton for certain reasons. I don't personally get why. Right, what this guy does to try and make this sport now more diverse, more equal, with his activism on off circuit as well as what he does on circuit, right? And the way how sportsman he was after that race in Abu Dhabi, right? I'm sorry that you, as much as you hate the guy, you got to give him every respect for how he acted in the end of that Grand Prix, right? You really do, because that was sportsmanship on another level, right? It was something that I couldn't believe he managed to pull off. Right, I'm telling you now, Max wouldn't have done that. You would have seen Max in the corner, right, sulking, or
Doing
probably
what he did at
straight,
Jeddah.
or probably straight away going to the steward's room saying what you want about, like, or something like that. Yeah, you never see him brag about what he does. The first thing you ever hear out of mention out of Hamilton's mouth is about the team. It's about what the team does. He says, "I can't do anything."
According to one of my friends, Hamilton thinks he's the best all the time.
No, there are certain times where he's done something wrong, and look. If he's done something wrong, I'll ever call him out on it. Trust me, right? I'll see to it. But like, one thing he's always like said from his very first run is about the team. Right, it's always been about the team, like the group of people he's got around him. So, like, you, like I said, you don't have to like the guy. You just got to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. You really do.
I've got to go now, so
Yeah, no worries, man.
at
Thanks for
7
coming
p.m.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to come back on at 7 p.m. But yeah, well, yeah. Well, actually, no, it'll be 11 p.m. We're doing a review of it, so it'll be late on in the evening.
No, my podcast at 7 p.m.
Oh, 7 p.m. Yeah, I'll be busy, mate, so I
No
won't be
problem.
able to make it. But yeah, make sure you go and subscribe over there as well, and go and support his channel as well. All right,
Goodbye.
right, take care. But yeah, as we were saying, so let's see if we can get some more info for you guys. I think F2 is about to start. The track is steadily warming up at Circuit de Barcelona, of course, because it's getting... Right, green light is a go. The pit lane has gone green, but all is quiet as it stands. Plenty of teams have to complete a seat change, which might explain their tardiness, while the others content to keep looking at the data before the start of their run plans. So basically, they're basically trying to sort of use the same car, but swap the car seats for each driver. It's fair. But so yeah, so obviously Mercedes posting up what they've done. What do people expect from George Russell? I want to hear from you, about George Russell this season. What do you expect him to do this season? Do you expect him to be challenging Lewis Hamilton this season? Do you expect him to just play the wingman for this season? Or, like, what's your aspirations for him? I mean, for me, I don't mind if he challenges Lewis. It's two British drivers. I'll support both of them. But I would say that for this one, he'd be just learning off the 7-time world champion, and just learning how to adjust to the team, how to be consistently fast and consistently good on a very consistent level, and then go on from there maybe next season to push on for a title charge, especially when you're focusing someone like Max Verstappen, or even a Charles Leclerc in a Ferrari, for instance, who've had their time at these teams for a certain number of years. This is Russell's first taste of being at Mercedes proper for a season, not just for one Grand Prix. So yeah, this is a 17 Bottas, couple of wins, couple of poles. I hear that. Yeah, I'd definitely go with that. He might be more conservative. Yeah, I think also he might say that I've got nothing to lose. I've got to prove that I'm good enough. Sometimes it's trying to be a balance, because sometimes people might want to try and jump in and be, I've got to do it now. I've got to do it now. I've got to push. I've got to press on. I've got to do it now. And I've got to show what I'm made of. And then they push themselves too much. I think Sergio Perez, remember in McLaren days, he tried to push too much. The car wasn't good anyway. Let's be honest. The car was shit. But he pushed too much. And in the end, he lost his seat because of it. So I think it's more of a learning curve. I do think Russell will get time. I do think he'll get more than a year. He'll get his definite contract. So I think he's the definite replacement for Hamilton. Don't forget, 2 seasons, we're sitting after next season, we're sitting there thinking, is Hamilton staying another 2 years? That's the end of his contract. For me, I feel that Lewis Hamilton will retire after the end of next season. That's when I think he will pull the plug. But I don't know. We'll wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. Make sure you keep smashing that like and subscribe. Really, really important. Great to have you all watching with this. It means a lot to me. And it also means a lot to the charity that we support. If you like football and you like Arsenal, you like football, go subscribe to SFeatleyTV. That's where I do all my Arsenal and football content, where it's a fully monetized channel, and it raises money. All the money that we raise on there goes to Children's Liver Disease Foundation. And if we get this one monetized, which with the help of you guys would be absolutely extraordinary, all the money from there again will go, like half the money from this channel will go to that Just Giving page we set up for the charity, and it saves kids' lives like mine, because I've had liver disease myself, and I still have it today. To be honest, you always have it permanently. So yeah, whilst we will get to banter, you'll get banter in here. Trust me. One of my regular panelists, he's a Red Bull fan. We banter each other about Red Bull and Mercedes. We did it last season. It was funny as fuck. But obviously this is a brand new channel, so we weren't here last season. We were all doing it on that one channel, my other channel. But this is a new separate channel for it. So yeah, man. Great show. Big up, man. Great stream, Stephen. See you at 6 p.m, mate. No worries, man. I'll see you at 6 p.m for that show on SFeatleyTV. So yeah, speaking of Verstappen, he did. How do you feel Verstappen will approach this new season, being the current Formula One world champion? Will he be more conservative? Will he be more aggressive? Do you feel that now that he's got something to lose, he might think twice about certain situations? I think he probably knows that he's probably going to come up against a Hamilton that's going to take no shit. He's probably going to take as much shit he's going to give him. So I think he's worked that out now. And he's probably going to get a Hamilton that's more determined than ever to right the wrongs of what happened last season. And for Max also, he probably wants to win his title. He'll want to win his title to prove that it wasn't down to the FIA. I didn't need the FIA to help me. He'll want to win this title convincingly to show that I don't need the FIA to help me. I can do it myself. Because at the moment, everyone goes, yeah, but if it weren't for the FIA breaking the rules, you wouldn't have won it, would you? So, like, a lot of people will put that dampener on it, which is what also spoils it for me. As much as I don't like Verstappen, if he's going to win the title, which, pretty honest, out of all the races, the 22 races he did deserve to win the title. Probably more so than Lewis. But in the end, it was down to the FIA to give him the result. And that's always going to be a burden over him until he wins another title. So I think he'll be more determined. He'll still be determined in effort to try and push up there. But yeah, man. So big up, Luca. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I'll join at 6 if you want. Yeah, I'll DM you the link, man. I'll DM you the link. Russell will be top 5. I'll be surprised if Russell's not in the top 5. I'll be gobsmacked. And actually, Ferrari as well. Ferrari's a great question. Like, Ferrari, obviously, they said they're stuck until they get these regulation changes in 2022. With they produced a fairly good car in the end anyway last season, so I'm expecting them to produce even better this season. They've got two outstanding drivers. I think Carlos Sainz is such an underrated driver. It's unreal. Everyone looks towards Charles Leclerc as the golden boy at that team. And of course, he's been in the Ferrari Academy. So he probably gets more of the rub of the green than Ferrari than maybe Carlos Sainz. But Carlos Sainz outperformed him last season. He finished higher than him last season. What does that tell you? Like, yeah, to be honest, Leclerc should have won the Monaco Grand Prix, to be honest. But, like, he stuck it in the wall. In the end, that was his own fault. So, like, I do feel like it's a big season for Ferrari and also their drivers. I think like they've got to start pushing towards Red Bull and Mercedes and start putting pressure on them to perform at their level best. How great would it be if we actually then had a season, not like, because 2018 would have been a great season if the Red Bull car was reliable, because you would have had Red Bull, Mercedes and Ferrari all there fighting each other, right, for the championship. Kind of like what we had with McLaren and Red Bull and Ferrari in 2010. And look how that turned out. We had 4 drivers at the end of the season, all vying for the last race, all vying for that championship. That's what we want to see. That was the whole point. This is the whole point of these new regulations, to promote better racing, but to close the gap on everyone so that we get different teams winning Grand Prix and hopefully then different teams challenging for the championship, right? So you get like one season you'll get Red Bull and Mercedes challenging, and then you'll get next season maybe Ferrari and Aston Martin with the amount of money they're pumping into their team trying to challenge for it. Right, you want to see Williams get back up towards the front as well. Don't forget, people have a go at Williams and they take the piss out of Williams. Williams were a dominant side. They're still, I think, the 3rd best team in Formula One history. They're still the 3rd best team in Formula One history. They are rapidly being caught up by Mercedes with what they've managed to do in Formula One, but they are still the 3rd best team in Formula One. So they've got a massive heritage in history here. That's why they've desperately tried to keep the team going. And that's why in the end, Frank and Claire Williams made sure that the team name was kept by selling it on. Otherwise, they'd have had to have folded. It would have gone into administration like Lotus did in 2015. So, yeah. So 6 likes away from 20. Make sure you're pumping those likes up as well. It's great to have so many people watching. We've got still 18 people watching on YouTube, 2 on Facebook, 1 on Twitch. Everyone that's watching, I big you up, every single one of you. And all the people who are watching earlier as well. I really do appreciate every single one. Imagine Alonso, Seb and Lewis fighting again. Could you imagine that? That is an epic battle of epic proportions. Alpine have got their own plans as well. Like, this is the point. You want to see different teams challenging for different, like, trying to win their, like, different teams coming to a Grand Prix. And you want to go to a Grand Prix and not think, oh, it's going to be Red Bull and Mercedes up front unless they're at the back of the grid. You don't want to think that. It's boring. You want to think of, ooh, Ferrari could win it this year? Because this weekend, what do you think? Because it's fast. Do you think Ferrari are going to do it? Fast straights? Or do you think Mercedes will do it because of their aero? Do you think you want that uncertainty? Us fans love uncertainty. It's what drives people in, right? It drives the people in. It drives the money that comes with it, because people watch uncertainty. They don't know who's going to win. Why do you think everyone watched that last Grand Prix of the season, 9 million people? Because they had no idea who was going to win that title. No idea. It could have gone either way. It could have gone to Lewis. It could have gone to Max. Now, obviously, that's just excusing what actually happened in the Grand Prix, because in the Grand Prix, we all know what happened. But before the weekend started, no one had a clue They might have had maybe a guess. They might have said Mercedes because of their recent performance. You might also said Red Bull because of the way they've been managing to manage their strategy, right, and how talented Max has been that season. They had no clue. It could have gone any which way. That weekend. Yeah. So man, you had 50 people watching 1 point, Steven. That was great. Look, like I said I'd bring an update and an update for every single. I'll try this. I can't do this. By the way, tomorrow there will not be a lunchtime update tomorrow because I am at the hospital. Every Thursday I'm at the hospital, so I can't do a lunchtime update. But there will be one on Friday. Ferrari, I will be doing one on Friday. Friday. There will be another one. So if you want to watch another one, tune in. 11 p.m. tonight, I will be doing a review of the session in general. Give a quick ratings for every single team as well, and whoever took part in the session. To be honest, if I can find a full leaderboard as well. So. Right, Alex Albon, look at that smile. He's back in F1. Right, he gets another opportunity on loan from Red Bull to Williams for that season. Right, quote from Lewis Hamilton this morning. For this before he got in the car this morning, arriving and looking down the pit lane and seeing all the different cars. I think it's one of the most exciting and interesting seasons that I've ever embarked on. It will be interesting to see where everyone comes out and where everyone stands in the first race. And you couldn't agree more, to be honest. You know what I mean? And look at that. Mick, he's going to be up for the afternoon session. Mick Schumacher. What do you think about Mick Schumacher's chances if Haas give him a car that's competitive this season? I would like to hear from you. What do you think about what do you think about Mick this season? Where do you think he would fit in this season? How do you think he'll further improve himself? Like, it'd be fascinating to watch. Bottas at Alpha should be fascinating to watch as well. Don't forget he's been shafted out by Mercedes now. After he served Mercedes well. They've won because he was basically the best of the teammates out of Perez and Bottas, because that's how the Constructor Championship was won in the end. Who was the best second driver, and Bottas proved to be the best second driver by getting more points. He won Mercedes the Constructors Championship in 2021, despite Red Bull being so dominant in testing at the start of the season, right? And I was told that I was going to be left crying after the first race because we'd be nowhere near them. And we end up winning the first race. So there you go. This is why I say, as much as you see pre-season testing, and you see the leaderboard as it is, which is at the moment Leclerc at first position right now, if I'm not mistaken. If I bring up a quick update, as it is, yeah. So if it's just a regular report, let me see if I can get it on BBC. Actually, see it's on BBC. They like pre-season text updates. So who's on track this afternoon from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m? So this is going to carry on until 5 p.m. apparently. That's so we're going to be stopping around about 4. Sorry, I said I'll be on someone's stream around about 4. So it depends how long you want me to go on for. Do you guys want me to carry on? Please do. Let me know if you want me to keep going. I'm sure Mick will get the best out of the car. Mick will do what he is. I think what his father did. He's a very good driver, very talented. I think did his best with the car that he had last season. So from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m, he's on track. Lewis Hamilton in the afternoon, and then Max Verstappen all day. Could be confirmed he's Ferrari. Then you got Lando Norris all day, Fernando Alonso all day, Tsunoda's all day, Lance Zhou and Albon and Bottas and Schumacher will be in the afternoon sessions. So there you go. Like, it's not every day like your world champion gets a night, is it? My guy. Like, still alright. That's all I have to say. I gave you that, the top 10. Right. It's not like he has some pressure, the same pressure George has. I don't think, to be honest, hang on. I don't think George will get. I don't think George will get will get too much pressure. I think he'll just be allowed the time to grow in the team. Obviously, you have the demands of, there will be certain targets. You've got to be in the top 5 or something like that. And if you're not doing that, there's something wrong with you. But obviously, they need to find out where they are as a team and where the car stands as a car. Because you need to find out where, you need to set realistic targets on where your car level is going to be. There's no point setting your target saying we're going to be at the top when your car can only reach as fast as 10th in the fastest car in the fastest hands possible. So yeah, you'll have pressure, but I don't think it's too much. I also want to touch on this guy, Daniel Ricciardo. Now, I was speaking to one of my other panelists the other day about him. He was doing the car launch for McLaren, and he brought up some alarming news, which I thought was a bit weird. I didn't think it would make sense. And he said if Ricciardo doesn't get to grips with the McLaren, or just doesn't feel McLaren are going to get him towards that title challenging position, that he could possibly leave the sport as soon as by the end of next season. And I want to ask you guys, the people in the chat right now, do you feel that's something you agree with? Do you feel that Daniel Ricciardo, as much as he's the happy, smiley, jokey person himself, do you feel he's getting that frustrated now that he's not getting a car that's going to be winning a championship, that he might decide to quit the sport in terms of finding success somewhere else, maybe in IndyCar, like Grosjean's finding some success in IndyCar and stuff like, or something like that, or somewhere around like in the McLaren group? Because don't forget, McLaren are in multiple formulas. They're not just in Formula One. They're in multiple formulas, such as IndyCar. Remember, obviously, Fernando Alonso missing out the Monaco Grand Prix just so he can go race at IndyCar. So, do you feel Ricciardo could be doing the same thing here? Could he start be thinking of trying to find somewhere else to find some talent, to find some success? Because obviously, you don't want to be driving around in circles and not have any success. The silence is broken. The familiar gets reached the pit lane. It's the reigning world champion Max Verstappen who is heading out. Not content with just the 81 laps this morning. Yeah. Did he put? I did wonder. Did they put underneath his number 1? I just wanted to if I wanted to be a bit salty, like I literally would get the picture of his number 1 number on the car and put underneath it in a speech bubble, or put it underneath it in writing. Thanks to Michael Massey and the FIA. Just thought I'd say, you know what I mean? Just like someone just quickly do that as a picture. Just like, there you go, stick that up, yeah. There's not much else going on apart from just pumping laps in at the minute. Apart from talking about other drivers, and I'll go through each team as they feel, and it was. The other point as well, you're singing about Alonso. Who mentioned Alonso earlier? I think it was Nick, wasn't it? Was it Nick? Sorry, yeah, Nick. Imagine Seb these are the other two drivers I want to mention. Is about Alonso and Seb. What do you think about them? Do you feel that they want to continue with the? I think Alonso's buying into the Alpine L plan project that they're proposing. Like, it's like Arsenal's trust the process, isn't it? At least there's actually might have going somewhere. But do you feel though with Vettel, if also as Aston Martin maybe, if these drivers don't see the progression that these teams are supposed to be doing, especially with Aston Martin. If you look at Aston Martin, they're building such a new complex. If I'm not mistaken, if you remember in their car launch, they were boasting about the complex they were building outside. Obviously, their base is literally just across the roundabout or to the entrance of Silverstone. So yeah, there you go. Right, I just want to quickly show this. I'm gonna show it as an overlay, so don't worry, guys. I'm gonna show this as an overlay, so you can clearly see it. If it quickly loads up, it should load up any seconds. So there's their new complex. You can see that there's the pit lane in the background of Silverstone. This is the new complex they're planning to build to help them become the team that's like Brackley. If you look at Brackley's base, Mercedes. Aerial view. Right, and quickly load this up. Don't worry, I'm coming back in a sec. Don't worry, I'm coming up in a sec. So this is what they're planning to build. Right, if you see Brackley's base there, look at there's the Brackley base for Mercedes, and you got this massive giant complex. And don't forget this. Before anyone mentions, this is not going to make them bigger than Mercedes just because look at the size of it. This is both their engine department and everything all put into one building. Brackley also have Brixworth, which is where the AMG Petronas, where the engine department's specialist, their power unit department is. So they have two parts to their bases. So this is just going to be the one base for Aston Martin. It's going to be huge. Right, and it's all part of what they're planning to build to become a big team. So this is why I'm saying with Sebastian Vettel being at the team as well. How long does he stay to give the chance to be able to? How long does he stay to give Aston Martin the amount of time they need to give him the car, the challenge? That's what I want to know. Christian Horner is in another who has been chatting to the press, and he mentioned how incredible it is to see number one back on the car. Yeah, of course it is, mate. Yeah, of course it is, mate. Of course it is. Do me a favour. Shut up. Shut up. I couldn't stand what he said at his press conference. His press conference really, really wound me up. Sorry, Amal, I don't speak that language. Yeah, sorry, I have no clue. Unless it's English, I haven't got no clue what you're saying. Yeah, trust the process. I have to go now, man. Really enjoyed the stream. Keep it up. Big up, man. I will be doing as much as I can on it. These are chill. I'm playing. No worries. That's what I'm here. Underdog for the season. Underdog for the season. That's a good one. I can't call Mercedes is Ferrari is underdogs. No, that's you can't say Ferrari are underdogs. It's just not allowed. I think McLaren might be underdogs. But again, Mike, it's so early in the season. It's so early to tell. So early. But again, another great question as well. Great question. But yeah, I couldn't stand what Christian Horner said in his in their pre-season launch. I couldn't stand it. That was a satisfactory end of where the season ended. It disgusts me, honestly. That was satisfactory. Get out of here. If it was the other way around, you'd be still sitting in an FIA courtroom. I would say Ferrari are one of the best. They have two good drivers. Absolutely, Mike. They have two great drivers in Lando Norris. No. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc. Sorry. Two very talented drivers. Charles Leclerc, already a race winner. Winner of the Belgian 2019 and Belgian the 2019 Italian and Belgian Grand Prix. And you've got Carlos Sainz, who nearly won the 2020 Italian Grand Prix, but come close a couple of times, but not quite close enough. But he's been a very, very good, consistent performer wherever he's been. So, and like I said, Carlos Sainz is a massive underdog, but it's going to be interesting how they play that inter-team rivalry at at Ferrari, because I both want an equal share of the opportunity that be presented to him if they get a good enough car. And this is the whole point with teams. Like, you have two drivers, but if you get a car that's good enough to win the title, it's like, how do you share like the chance of giving both of them the chance to race each other and also be able to, let's put it this way, let's just say to be able to fight for the championship on equal terms. They both have an equal opportunity. So there you go. There we go. How long are we talking for? An hour and 40 minutes. Jesus Christ. I've been talking now. I'll tell you what, I start talking about F1, I'll start talking for ages, mate. Ages. I have to go now, mate. Send me the link for 6 p.m. show. Great show as always. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll drop you the link. If I've got the space, mate, I'll drop you the link. Don't you worry about that. Big up, Luca. Mercedes looks good. Yep. So, but to be fair, mate, it's not about how it looks. It's about how it fucking drives. As long as it's driving fast, I couldn't give a crap how it looked. It could look the most ugliest thing on the planet. Like, as long as it put Hamilton in his 8th title, I couldn't care. Like, but it does look good. I have to admit, it does look good. It is a very good looking car. But I still can't get over Red Bull's side pods. There's side pod there, look. It's like that part of it's missing. I'm telling you, that side pod does not look legal. It can't. It can't be legal. If that's legal, then what is then, like, how? Then honestly, I hope the only reason I'll say it's accept it being legal if it makes it slower. Like if it's slow, makes them slower than everyone else, then I'm like, yeah, keep it. It's fine. Yeah, it's always a way, isn't it? We fans are fickle, aren't we? We're fickle. We're fickle. We're fickle. We're fickle. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, whatever. Yeah, hang on. What was that? Right, so a quote from must be an update, further update. Let's have a look at the further update, shall we? Let's have a look. Oh, look at that Williams. This looks like a nice little piece of kit. There it is. There's the Aston Martin by Sebastian Vettel. I believe is on the medium tire. No signs of Stroll, Albon just yet, with those two taking over from their respective teammates this afternoon. Both will be in the cars that are sporting pretty distinctive liveries. The Aston Martin, one of the pre-season fan favourites, while the Williams has moved quite dramatically away from its 2021 blue and white theme. Absolutely. But actually, to be honest, it's like the Aston Martin. It's just a yellow stripe, not a pink, because it was partnering BWT, I believe. And obviously, there you got the Williams going through the last two corners of that lap, which is quite a tricky section, to be honest. It's quite a twisty section to it. And don't forget, it used to be flat out through that last part, those last two corners, but they had to stop it because the barriers are too close because of safety, which I think was just like weird. I didn't think like it was really that much of an issue, but if it's too much of an issue, it's too much of an issue. There you go. Right, let's have a look. Right. Don't think there's much to go on here. Let's see if we can find something else for you guys. Actually, I want to ask you a question. Actually, there's another question I'll ask. Actually, right? There's another question I'll ask. There you go. Look, there's Hamilton in the weather as usual. There's another question I'll ask. Actually, do you believe it's right for F1 teams to not show their actual car in their car launches? I'm talking about like Haas done with their livery. They actually called theirs a livery launch, so I grant on that. But like, I'm talking about I think Alpine, right, as well as Red Bull. Red Bull definitely, right, not showing their actual car in their car launch. They called it a car launch, but they only showed the livery, right? Do you think that's right? Do you think no, they should be showing their actual car rather than just showing the livery, right? Like everyone else has done pretty much. Because I don't think that's right whatsoever. Just so what, you can gain an extra 3-5 days on people looking in on your car. Like, I don't think that's right. I think you should just if you're gonna do a car launch, you launch the car. Like Alfa Romeo haven't launched their car yet, and yet they're driving out this during this session, like with all the they're driving out with this session in a livery, in a packed out livery. There you go. Here we go. This is a gallery of some of the images from this session. So there's the Red Bull. AlphaTauri is leaving so Yuki Tsunoda is leaving the garage. Sebastian Vettel in his AMR 22. Max Verstappen yet again. Charles Leclerc. Fernando Alonso in his Alpine. What do people think about the Alpine? Some people don't like it. I don't mind it. I like it. I like it a lot. If people do want to come on, the link's there, man. The link's there. So you're welcome to come on if you want. Right? Right, there you go. No. And then lastly is George Russell in the Merc. I like George Russell. I'm really looking forward to seeing George Russell in this car this year. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I'm a Hamilton fan, I'd love to see him in that car this year. Who else we got who haven't mentioned this so far? Pierre Gasly is another one. Pierre Gasly. Right. And let's mention Pierre Gasly in this. Could emerge as a dark horse in 2022. Okay. So that's what he thinks. Okay. Right, Pierre Gasly. What are we going to talk about him? Obviously, he's had his chance at Red Bull, and it didn't go to plan. But by the end of that first half season he had with Red Bull, he was gone. He was back in the Toro Rosso. So obviously the pressure got too much for him there. So yeah, man. As much as he struggled with that, he's then gone on and won the Grand Prix in Italy, the 2020 in the AlphaTauri, which was Toro Rosso basically. Yeah, so he went and did that the next season, pretty much a year on from when he was shafted out the team. So he's done his due, man. He's done bits. Like he's gone away, come back a stronger person, I'd say. A much more better driver in a sense. Sorry, I'm gonna get some sweeties. I'm starving. Can't resist a twin cherry. But yeah, his wrist. I had to put up with the fact that he lost Antoine Hubert literally after losing his seat. Went on a win without. I think he needs to leave AlphaTauri and the Red Bull family. And I'll tell you for why. Sooner or later, Red Bull are going to have someone else turn up. He'll get their opportunity at Red Bull Racing. Pierre Gasly, I do not feel will get another chance at Red Bull. Simple as that. I don't think he will. Let me know in the comment section if you do. Big up, Luca.
Big up, man. How are you?
I'm good, man.
I'm good, man.
Yeah, what are you saying about this morning, man? The session.
Nah, to be honest, right, I think it looks very good. I think it looks promising for the Formula One. I don't really watch Formula One, but what I will say is it looks very good. It looks very promising. All the launches and all that have come out. I say Mercedes is pretty much going to be good this year. So would Ferrari.
Okay. What about Red Bull and their new sort of their side pod that's been revealed this morning?
I haven't seen it, but can you show me, please?
It's been very drastic. The
But to be honest,
they
like
look-
Mercedes is more better than Red Bull. So for me,
I wouldn't say that exactly, mate. They're the fastest car last season.
yeah, but this season's going to be different.
Yeah, so you can't tell who's going to be it. Could be anyone.
Could.
Because of the radical rule change. These are the biggest rule changes in Formula 1 for yoinks. Probably ever. So, like, we don't really know who's going to be at the front, really. There could be very good dark horses in this. And there could be, some very good surprises. But what it will do is bring everyone closer together, which is the whole point of it. So people can actually, there's more teams be more competitive with each other rather than just the top two, a midfield, and then a back end.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's basically how they want to do it. They want to mix it all up. So everyone gets a fair shot at trying to win a Grand Prix. It's always difficult to do because you've got 10 teams all trying to find any sort of significant loophole to try and make theirs the car the fastest. That's why Red Bull have gone so aggressive with the side of their car. Which to me don't look fucking legal to me. It looks so drastic, it's unreal.
It does.
Let me have a look at it. Let me go back to this morning's session. If I'm not mistaken, if I can go back to this morning's session. Hang on a minute. Bang. Let's go live coverage of day one. Let's go. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Big up to everyone that is watching still. Really impressive. So, yeah. Like I said, hang on. Right. That's the side of their car. All this down here under the Oracle. Right. Now, that's the side of theirs. And you can see people trying to get a snapshot of it because it looks drastic. Hang on. Get rid of that. And then if we go, where can we see a side of another car? And there's, for example, there's Aston Martin's side of the car where it says Cognizant on the side.
I'll tell you what, those wheels look good. And the colour of it looks good.
Yeah, the colour is just representing what type of tyre it is. So that's a medium tyre. You got red and you got yellow and you got the silver. The silver, the white, which is white is the hard tyre, soft is the red. And so that will change with no matter what. It's the bodywork is all designed to promote the airflow, so it promotes better racing. But this side pod is what I'm looking at the side of the car here, compared to what the Red Bull was. It looks like there's something missing from the Red Bull. It's like a whole part's been taken off.
Yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, if that's legal, then God help us. Like I don't know what it is, because I can't see how that looks legal. It just doesn't to me. It just doesn't. But we might need someone
anyway. It's not illegal anyway.
Yeah, but we don't know. We unless someone protests against it, we don't know. It needs a formal protest from any of the teams, but we won't know if it gives anyone a significant advantage until they start pumping laps into it or competitive lap times. This is the point. People are saying that, right, Charles Leclerc's topping the timesheets, but that doesn't mean he's the fastest driver. He could be sandbagging that car, be about seconds slower, just running it off the pace at the minute. This is the whole point of testing. Everyone said that Mercedes were 5/10 slower than last season, and they won the first race last season. So, like, testing yes, it gives them a chance to gather data on their car, but it doesn't. What you see on the timesheets doesn't guarantee that's going to be the order of the grid. Right? You really don't, unless something drastically is wrong. Big up, Gillen, obviously a Max fan. Big up yourself. Gillen, do you think? Obviously, I'm guessing you're thinking that Max is gonna retain his title this season. Who do you think is going to be his nearest challenger? Do you think there's going to be a nearest challenger this season? Do you think it's going to be Hamilton? George Russell, obviously in that Mercedes as well. He's a very fast driver. Could have a say if he gets out the blocks firing. Yeah. What are we doing now? We've gone about nearly 2 hours of this already. And still so many people watching, so I do appreciate every single one of you.
Well, that's good that you managed to get loads of people watching.
It's not about that, man. It's just about covering the session, man. It's just all it's about. Obviously, because it's difficult to watch because obviously the sky's not showing it. So this is the only way we can keep up to date with what's going on. With just posts on Twitter, from news outlet, from journalists that are at the circuit, from just general up-to-date information from F1 itself. So, like I said, you can only get a top 10 of the actual grid from this morning's sessions. Yeah. Let's have a Lance Stroll's now coming back out to start his test in the AMR 22. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on it'd be interesting to see how he gets on with it. So who do you think is going to win the title then? Early prediction.
Hamilton.
Okay, who do you think is going to win the constructors?
Verstappen.
You can't. That's a driver.
Constructors. Hamilton.
No, I'm talking about the team.
Oh, the team.
There's a driver and constructor. Constructor means the team.
Mercedes.
Okay. Who am I going with? It's hard to bet against Mercedes right now. But it's only because it's massively but if anyone does want to come on and they he's obviously gone. Anyone does want to come on, please do make sure you show your camera first before you come on because I can't tell if there's a troll or not. But yeah, I'd say Hamilton. I would say Hamilton because of what's happened last year. He'd be so determined to put that right. I do feel Clinch is 8th this season, and I think Russell will be challenging him in the season after. To be honest, and I also think Mercedes will win the constructors just to have how strong they are, despite what regulation changes they are. But obviously, this is very early predictions. I'm not saying that's a definite. We won't know something until probably after the last session, until we start seeing some real lap times put in. That's the last day of the last session is probably where they start putting proper laps in. So that's where you really see the true pace. So that's my very, very early prediction, but that's obviously mainly probably based on what has happened last season. So dark horse. I mean, Pierre Gasly's got a point about AlphaTauri being a dark horse, but I don't think them being up there because you got Red Bull up there, and Red Bull wouldn't allow that. So
no, they wouldn't actually. No,
because it's their B team, so why would they want a B team above them? So, Aston Martin for me would be a dark horse. to me. Aston Martin, but I could be very, very wrong on that one. I thought they'd be very good after last for last season. They weren't, so we don't know. So we have to wait and see. But as much as guys, I would love to carry on, and I have been going for nearly 2 hours now, keeping us up to date. Before anyone does want to say, look, Hamilton is in his Mercedes. So there we are.
What? You can hear me. I'm talking away. Like, I'm probably
Can you turn it off, please?
Right.
Yeah. We're about. So you can see obviously McLaren working hard on their car. Issues for McLaren. Norris has stopped at the end of the pit lane, and the McLaren mechanics are running down. They are wheeling his stricken MCL36 back up in the garage, which is situated pretty far up the pit lane. That's going to be looks like probably engine troubles already for McLaren. That's a bit first sign of reliability woes, which doesn't look good for McLaren. And obviously being a Mercedes engine would alarm Mercedes a little bit, but I'm sure it's going to be no problem. It's probably just maybe a sensor issue or something like that. We won't know until probably about an hour down the line until we know what exactly was wrong with the car. But Lewis Hamilton completed 8 laps before heading back into the garage. It was a fairly short turnaround. And he's going back out now as he looks to continue the work on his new teammate who completed 77 laps this morning session. Data gathering a plenty going on down there at the moment. So yeah, they're just knuckling down into their session for this afternoon. Yes, we are gonna have to call it there because I am very, very, very busy. Anyone that is trying to get in, I do apologize. I'm having to wrap this up, but make sure if you do want to try and come on for another time, please either DM me at SFeatley. We can DM me at SFeatleyF1. And if you do see, sometimes we do put it in the chat. We will put it in the chat. Just make sure you show your camera first before you do come on, because obviously it's so easy for trolls to get in these days. It's unreal. So that's it really. That's all we've got to say. Luca, anything to say?
No, thanks for having me on, and it's been a good show, and thanks for having me on, really.
No worries, but for like everything F1, all the F1 content, there will be a review into the whole session at 11 p.m. tonight, so make sure you tune into that. 11 p.m. tonight on the channel will be just a quick review and sort of rating of the day one session so far, just to top up everything that's gone on, so I'll get to include the other 2 hours that we have missed. But apart from that, make sure you do hit the like button, subscribe to SFeatley F1 for more F1 info, all the latest news, and also knowledge on F1 as well. And yeah, we will see you guys later on at 11 p.m. Until then, take care. Bye bye for now.